of Speed Force will need to find a new avatar.
I know. We'll be ready for it.
Eddie.
No, because he died.
Eddie traveled through that singularity. He's been trapped there.
So guys, we have some wild and very crazy set photos to go over, showing not only a returning character, but pretty much confirming who our main villain for the final arc of the season is. And let's just say it's a villain that a lot of us have been waiting for years now. So if that sounds interesting, let's hop into it. Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 9. So, obviously we know The Flash have been filming for a very long time now. We're nearing the premiere date to actually, watch episode 1. But as that is happening, they are filming episode 11 of the season. So they're nearly done completely filming the whole season. Bear in mind, Season 9 is only going to be 13 episodes, so they are in episode 11 right now. So obviously it's getting very emotional for the cast, I could tell, because obviously they're reaching their last few moments into filming before the show completely wraps up. And this show, it's pretty much been like a family to them. It's been 9 years since this show has been going on, so obviously it's gonna be hard to say goodbye to the cast, and obviously for us fans as well, it's gonna be very emotional. It's gonna be one hell of an enjoyable season, but also it's gonna be very emotional knowing that we're no longer going to get this amazing cast again for a future season of The Flash. So we know that's happening, we know the emotions are going to kick in, but also we do know that it's going to be one hell of a season. Now we do also know that we have been getting a bunch of different promo material, and this has been through like various different phases, whether it's promo images, a synopsis, and even interviews from our showrunner, revealing returning characters and various other things like that. And also comes in our good old friend Canada Graphs that gives us sneak peeks and set photos in regards to what's taking place on set. And as I said, the cast and crew have been filming episode 11, and our good old friend Canada Graphs has snipped some very intriguing set photos, all of which we'll be talking about during this video. Now, firstly, I will do some crediting. Now, obviously, these set photos are from Canada Graphs. The blog is not out yet. These are from his Patreon. So, obviously, if you subscribe to his Patreon, you will get early access to set photos where you could obviously see everything much earlier. So, the blog is not out yet. So, when the blog is out, I will link the blog post as well. But for now, I'm going to link the Patreon in the description down below. So obviously you guys can, click on it, subscribe to it, and see like all the early set photos before everyone else. But yeah, as you guys can see over here, we have Rick Cosnet as Eddie Thawne. Now, yesterday we had a bunch of different interviews being released, and Eric Wallace has been doing interviews with various other people, and one of the confirmed characters he has announced to return for the final season of The Flash was Rick Cosnet as Eddie Thawne. And what's so interesting about this very image right now is like it seems like he's digging his grave, because if we head over to the next shot, we do clearly see that there's a Eddie Thawne grave that's been dug up. So we have Eddie Thawne digging up his own grave. Now this is probably because everyone thinks he's dead, and Eddie's pretty much confused. He's like, why does everyone think I'm dead? So maybe he's like digging it up, and to his surprise, obviously nothing is there, because Eddie Thawne is right there alive in the flesh. But what does this all mean? Now this is not actually the first time Eddie Thawne has been caught on set, or shall I say Rick Cosnet has been caught on set. If we head over back to, I believe, the episode 10 set photos, it could be episode 9 as well, we had this very set photo, and I've talked about this in previous videos as well, but we have this very set photo of present day Barry, but with Henry and Nora Allen being around, and they're wearing the exact same clothes they wore during Nora Allen's murder. So we know this episode over here is taking place a couple of hours before Nora Allen dies. So despite present day Barry being there, this scene is taking place in the year of 2000. Now in those set photos, we do also know that there was another scene going on, and that was with Jesse L. Martin as Joe and David Singh, both of which are, dressed as they're much younger. For example, Joe West is literally wearing a full-on cop costume, so he's not fully become a detective, let alone a police captain. So we know this scene or this episode is taking place in the year of 2000, way back in the past. And Canada Graphs mentioned that Rick Cosnett was on set over there as well. And chronologically speaking, that wouldn't make sense, because in the year of 2000, Eddie Thawne would have pretty much been a child or like a teenager. He wouldn't have been a fully grown adult. So that obviously brought in the question, how is Eddie Thawne over there as a fully grown adult? So obviously that brought up some suspicions. Now also in those set photos, we did see Joe holding the blue crystal that was teased from the end of The Flash season 8, and we know that crystal is from the future. So we know whatever's going on with Eddie Thawne over here, he is linked with the crystal in some way, shape or form. And from that we can pretty much assume that Eddie Thawne is going to be our main villain for the final arc of the season, and he is indeed going to become Cobalt Blue. And saying that Eddie Thawne is definitely linked with the crystal, this means that the new negative Speed Force user is that of Eddie Thawne. But how is this possible? How is a dead man back and, he's wandering around Central City with superpowers? So the easiest thing I could think of is that Eddie Thawne pretty much never died. Maybe the singularity took him to the future or something like that. That would make the most sense, because that's where the crystal is. The crystal is in 2049. So either Eddie Thawne never died, he just got thrown into the future, and Eddie's been keeping a low profile because he's been thrown into the future, and he's been studying everything he's pretty much missed. Because if you really think about it, his life has pretty much been taken away from him at this point. Now, in regards to how he's alive, because obviously he shot himself, I don't know about that. Something must have happened, and we're going to need to fill in the gaps eventually. Maybe we'll get some more details in regards to that later on. Could be Eobard Thawne for all we know. Could even be someone else. Could even be the negative Speed Force itself. Who knows? It could be any of these options. But what I want to talk about is this. So Eddie, let's say he's been thrown into the future, the year 2049, where the blue crystal is. And, he's way into the future, so he knows everything that's happened in the past, or he slowly becomes aware of it. So maybe when he's in the future, he tries to go up to Iris or something like that, but then he comes with the shock that Barry and Iris have kids, Barry and Iris have married, and obviously that would anger him because Barry has pretty much stolen his life. That's the life he dreamt of having. But also, not only that, Eddie Thawne, as you will, and Eobard Thawne did say this in season 1, he is the one that's completely forgotten about in the Thawne family, and he is the one that's pretty much once again forgotten about, and the Flash has always been the hero of Central City, and that could be something that angers him and motivates him to take revenge against the Flash, because the Flash took all the credits for the events happening in season 1 with the singularity, with Reverse Flash being defeated. And perhaps this could trigger Eddie. Not only did Barry take Iris away from him, but also, he's completely forgotten about. And that tarnished legacy of Eddie Thawne could have pretty much triggered him to a point where he wants revenge against the Flash. And somehow the negative forces could fit into that, and they pretty much turn Eddie Thawne into a speedster known as Cobalt Blue. Now, obviously, as I said, we've seen the crystal in various different, points in time, shall we say. So we know the crystal's first in 2049, and then we've seen it in the set photos from episode 10, which is in the year of 2000, with Eddie Thawne being there as well. But now Eddie Thawne is over here in present day at episode 11. So we know that Eddie Thawne does have the ability to time travel just like the other speedsters. Now, in regards to how he trained himself, who brought him back, things like that, we don't know. I'm going to presume it could be Eobard Thawne or something like that, but that would be a very, very big estimate considering that Eobard Thawne is dead at the point we're in right now. But who knows, anything is possible with the Reverse Flash. We could even get Matt Letcher's Reverse Flash playing into it in some way, shape or form as well, because we know he is confirmed to return in some way. So it could even be that he could be the one behind all of this. Once again, he could have been the one training Eddie. Eddie comes in, he becomes unsuccessful, and that's when Eobard Thawne rises as the full main villain of the season. That could be something I could see happening as well, because for me, we know we're definitely getting Matt Letcher's Reverse Flash returning for the final season, and for me, as I said, he is definitely going to be the final main villain in the series finale. It doesn't make sense any other way if he isn't the final main villain. So that leads me to believe that the final graphic novel is going to be the Cobalt Blue arc with Eddie Thawne, but then for the finale it's going to be Reverse Flash. So I won't be surprised in the slightest if we do have some sort of a twist where Eobard Thawne, like a younger version of Eobard Thawne, manages to bring Eddie back. I know it's a lot of theory crafting and a lot of stuff like that, but I can't really think of any other way how Eddie could have survived if it weren't for someone saving his life, and there's no one smarter enough to do that than Eobard Thawne himself. Maybe that's what's going on. Who knows? I guess we will have to wait and see. But yeah, I guess this confirms our main villain for the final arc of the season, and I guess us fans are finally getting Cobalt Blue, which is very, very exciting, and it's just crazy to hear about. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about this theory. I'm interested to see all of your thoughts towards all of this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.